Hi, Shannon O'Flaherty here. Did you know that your birth experience can have lifelong effects on who you are as a person, why you tick the way you do, why you perceive things the way that you do, your ability to handle conflicts, your ability to handle stress? It could even affect your coordination or early language skills. It can affect your emotional health, your emotional stability, your focus, your learning capacity, your self-esteem, your physical health, your personality, your mental health. Even if you think that you had a completely normal birth experience, if your mother afterwards had postpartum depression and was really out of it, or if she had complications, or if you were brought home to a chaotic, crazy environment, all of these things contribute to our birth experience. The birth experience is not just the moment that you're born, it actually happens before you were born, before you even chose the parents that you've chosen to come into your mother's uterus and grow. So we can take it back ancestrally. We look at the familial baseline, like what was set up in your ancestral lineage before you even came here, because there's so many repeating patterns that keep being passed down generationally. And any kind of early childhood trauma, if you will, affects the way a child's brain and nervous system develop. And of course, these can have long-term effects. So if there were any complications, like if you were delivered by C-section or if you were a forceps baby induced, if you were born prematurely, if you were taken away from your mother right after you were born and put in an incubator, if you had any kind of problems, if your mother was in any kind of stress while she was pregnant with you, if she was being abused mentally or emotionally or physically while she was pregnant with you, obviously, if she was taking drugs or alcohol, all of that goes into the mix. So the birth experience is really before when when you decide to come to this earth, and really up to about your first 2 to 3 years, because that's when we're forming our personalities, when we're receiving that cellular chemistry that comes from our parents and from our lineages. And so it's fascinating to look at your repeating patterns in life. So one of my default programs in life always used to be feeling completely frustrated and out of control. So much so that I kept breaking my tailbone. And when I went to shaman school, I was learning about chakras. This is 22 years ago or more, learning about chakras and learning about injuries. And I had asked the question, well, what if you have an injury in one of your chakras? Can that be healed? And Dr. Alberto Violdo asked me, well, what are you talking about? And I told him about breaking my tailbone 8 times. And he said, well, what were you feeling, the third time that you were in the process of breaking your tailbone? Because I had said it was mainly from falling. And when I said totally frustrated and out of control, it was like this huge aha moment, like, oh my God, I've felt that way my whole life. Now, why would I have felt that way more than just a normal kid feeling frustrated because their parents don't get them, or out of control because we're a kid and we don't have the reins to our life just yet? Then it's because I was trapped in utero. My mother started to miscarry. We're all pretty sure she miscarried my twin, and I couldn't get out. That little baby had another plan, like maybe this is not a good place to be. And I wanted to miscarry too, but I was trapped in utero. She had to stand on her head every hour on the hour. And then when I was finally born, the nurse wheeling my mother on the way to delivery, I came out then. Let me out. She panicked and held me in. Holding a baby in, really? So, like, how out of control can you be? Like, finally, I'm coming out, and now they're not letting me come out. So, it's really impacted how I have responded my whole life. Like I've always been, anybody who knows me, it's like, I'll go first. Get out of my way. Let me go. I want to go. Don't like to be trapped. Don't like to be in enclosed spaces. It's really interesting, but there's so much more to that. And when I finally heard my entire birth story, it really explained my volatile relationship with my mother and gave me so many answers to questions that I had never asked, those unasked questions, because you don't really know what questions to ask. But when you hear your truth, things slot into place, and a little bit of awareness and clarity goes a really long way. So, if you're wondering why you keep getting triggered over the same things, why you keep being in a repetitive pattern of stuckness or anger, sadness, blame, guilt, whatever it is, why don't you book a call with me and let's have a conversation? Because I really love to help people understand who they are and why they tick the way that they do. And if we're a good fit, then maybe you want to come and work with me so that I can help you rebalance, heal those limiting patterns and beliefs that you've been carrying around with you that, some of them might not even be yours. They might be your parents, they might be your grandparents. And also sort out your energy, because if your body isn't, if your energy in your body isn't flowing properly, all that wonderful healing work that you're doing, you're not going to get the best out of it because it's not traveling through your body in the most positive, flowing way possible. So, no time like the present. Let's have a chat. I'd really love to hear from you. Love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.